Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world and where you're seeing this video. This is Ghost War 38, and today I'm bringing you a Doc Savage video. Sometime back, I did a review of issue 1's Dynamite Doc Savage series. It was an 8-issue run, and I did a video on it. But today, I'm going to be looking at issue 2 of that series, and then a separate video on issue 3. I just have to write down some notes about it to talk about it, but I will be showing you guys the second issue for today. So I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy. The story actually takes place and starts in 1949. Each issue is a time skip. Issue 3 takes place in 1961. I'll give a little bit of foreshadowing there for issue 3. Doc Savage is at a meeting with President John F. Kennedy. In here, I'm actually going to show you the opening artwork here. He starts in his Arctic fortress. For those familiar with Doc Savage's lore, this is his Fortress of Solitude. Yes, that's what Doc called his fortress, and his place where he goes to learn and conduct research and to stay. This element was borrowed for the creation of Superman. In this issue, we are also introduced to Doc Savage's cousin, Patricia, or Pat, as she is called. She is seen in the issue taking down a Archibald Vitas. He is just a flavor of the week, maniacal, crazy scientist maniac bent on trying to conquer the world. And the book acknowledges that fact. There's a joke between Ham and Monk talking about their both affections for her, and he's like, "Oh, she's only got eyes for me," and she's like, "You fellas are cute, but I'm not really the marrying kind," as she says so in the issue. So basically, it means we will probably be never seeing a ring on Pat's finger anytime soon. And the crime college, which is basically also a hospital where Doc experiments and does tests on, humanely, I should say, basically tries to help criminals by medically working on them. In the book, it's like to curb their evil tendencies. There is a time skip where it talks about the creation of the facility. It starts out as a simple fishing lodge back in the 20s in upstate New York, and over time the facility grew to what it is today. As far as the general public is concerned, it's a private hospital and sanatorium for exclusive people. Vitas and the others are brought in by Pat, Ham, and Monk, who are obviously, as you saw at the beginning of the page, they are older now, because again, a time skip has happened between 1933 and 1949. So Vitas and the others are brought in. There is a fight that breaks out. There is a coup that they had planned on. And when they are there, they basically start to take over the clinic and the facility. A bomb is placed at the facility, knocks everybody out. One person is tragically killed, as they talk about later in the book. And Patricia, Ham, Monk, and a bunch of others are taken hostage. Now Doc is in his Arctic retreat, not aware of what's going on, and it isn't until Long Tom and Johnny and some of the others basically radio him, and it's like, "Doc, we have a problem. The crime clinic has been attacked and your cousin Pat has been taken hostage." And so they all basically leave to go save them. I forgot to mention at the beginning, because the book doesn't go into it until later, that Vitas was working on something called the devitalizing ray, and we see exactly just what happens and what its use is later in the issue. Is that now if you three will help me stow these cases on the Helldiver, we can be on our way. And you see exactly what those cases are. I'll spoil it ahead of time. They're jetpacks. Not too dissimilar from the Rocketeer. It appears your cousin is among those ensnared. And he attempts to start using his device on one of the hostages to make him talk and to spill Savage's secrets. And Pat eventually breaks out, saves the man here, but at the cost, the ray is used fully on her. And we see a later panel of just what exactly it did to her. And as you guys can probably see a little bit now, since Doc is a bit older, and time has changed, he has that widow's peak V-shaped haircut now to kind of match the Bama covers a little bit. And as you know, that the shape on his head is a callback to a helmet he wore in issue 1 that I talked about in that video. And so anyway, Pat breaks out, beats some bad guy tail, knocks the ray out of the way, and is fully hit by it. It's like, but Doc fixed, she's like, because when he fixed what was wrong in their heads, Doc made sure of it. These people used to be criminals and broken people, no conscience, just like you, in other words. But you're wasting your time. These men and women are loyal to Doc, and nothing you can do will shake that. And it's like, but Doc fixed them, and he will fix you as well. She's like, you're killing him, stop it. And he's like, well, Miss Savage, let's see how long you last under my ray. Meanwhile, Doc and the others basically get the drop on them. Passing this ad here. They basically, Doc jumps out of one of the, looks like a gyrocopter, like what the Shadow would use. He basically jumps out. He thinks that's a parachute, but he presses one of the handles here. And like I said in the panel, it's a jetpack. I imagine it's something Doc created. He breaks in. Doc shoots him with one of his mercy bullets because Doc does not believe in killing. So he basically knocks the goons out. They're not gas grenades. They're not gas bullets. Not like what the Green Hornet uses. It's more like kind of like, to use the word, like knockout darts, supposedly. And then he takes out Vitas with a good old right hook. He's like, I don't believe we've been properly introduced. People call me Doc Savage. This is my facility. Stand down, Vitas, before anyone else gets hurt. And he's basically trying to give him a monologue. It's like, what matters? Like, what do you care about these people? Nothing I do to them would be worse than what you've done to them already. You've brainwashed them with your chemicals cut into their brains. It's like you turned them into slaves. No, Vitas, they already were slaves to their baser instincts, their lusts, their appetites. I freed them from that. I gave them back the ability to tell right from wrong. I gave them a new chance. And now I'm going to do the same for you. And he basically knocks him out with a good old right hook. As they go to help Patricia, they see exactly what happened to her, and it aged her rapidly to the point of near death. It's like, basically it messes with your body's metabolism and speeds it up, and it's like it's like, as Monk says, she's been aged decades in a matter of moments. She hasn't got much longer to live. It's like, I hope we're not too late. And he's like, Rennie, fetch the cases I told you about. What are you doing? It's hopeless. And it's like, no, there is a way. And he goes to take her off. They don't see what he does to her, or like where he takes her. We don't see that panel. But by the very end, they're wondering, any good news, anything like that? It's like, thank you for your patience, gentlemen. And as we can see here, she's actually supposed to be younger. And it's like, impossible. Like, she looks even younger than before, Doc. What happened? I guess it's to imply it's like she's supposed to be a bit older maybe the same age as Doc in the first part of the panel, but I know it was just because of the art style. She's supposed to look even younger than the beginning of the story. It's like, sorry to scare you fellas, that was a close one. It's like, which made Patricia the second person in the world to discover the secret that Doc had been working on for all these years, but they would not share the truth with the others until Doc was certain of his findings. By then, though, it would be too late. And I've read ahead and read the third issue, which is 1961, like I said at the beginning of the video, and basically his experiment that he did for her, it's like he can't do it anymore. Like, I won't explain how, I'll have to show you in the video, but that was issue 2. I hope you guys liked that little review there. I plan on doing the same thing for issue 3. And until then, I will see you guys next time with another video. So take care, have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, and evening, and peace.